everyone. I welcome you to this Gyan Trishna platform, and in this session we are again going to see some of the important news articles which are there on 8th February 2022 from The Hindu. So as you can see, we have some articles here which is already listed here. Now we are going to see those articles which are very much prominent for UPSC and other examination. Okay. So first of all, let me tell you how we are going to see it. We will not just talk about which news is important, but also how we can cover it. What should be kept into mind while looking at that particular article. So on first page, you have one important article, that is India's support gave ties new energy, says Sri Lankan foreign minister. Okay. So now in this article, it is basically talking about India-Sri Lanka relations. So a topic from your IR, international relations. Now while you are seeing any topic from IR, there are some basic tools which you have to keep into mind, like you have to see the history of relations. You have to also talk about what are the current developments. You have to also see the irritants in relation. Okay. So now here on in this particular article, you will find two of these things. What are the recent steps which has been taken by India to improve the ties with Sri Lanka, and also what are the areas of irritants between India and Sri Lanka. Okay, so these two things are given in this article. You can read it from here. Next, on page 5, you have one important article, that is Kerala governor gives assent to Lok Ayukt ordinance. Now here, this Lok Ayukt and Lokpal Act is very important. Okay, and since a lot of thing has been going on, so now you can read about this Lokpal also from your booklet. Maybe if you are reading it from Lakshmikant, you can read it. What are the Lokpal Act, how the things are functioning. And in this particular article, you have been given the information about what were the earlier provisions in the Lok Ayukt Act of Kerala and what is different through this ordinance. What changes has been brought by this ordinance. Like they have changed the process of appointment. Okay, they have also changed, like first of all, they have made changes on this particular segment. The executive order made it non-binding on the competent authority to mandatorily reject sans appeal any public official found guilty by the ombudsman. Okay, so there have been some changes in this act. You can read it from this particular article. It is again very important. Maybe they won't ask you directly in the prelims examination about the Lok Ayukt ordinance of Kerala, but they can ask you about Lok Ayukt in general and Lokpal in general. So again, it is important. Now, on the editorial page, page number 6, you have one very important article, digital trade, related to digital trade. You can see there is one joint statement initiative which has been started by Australia, Japan and Singapore. Okay. Now, in this particular article, you will find a lot of information. First of all, you will get to know about what is this joint statement initiative, how many participants are there. Then, what are the global rules on digital trade? What are the rules on digital trade? And then, what are differences? What are the point of contentions? India and other developing countries, what they are asking, what they want, it is mentioned here. Then, again, it is also talking about what are the India choices. Should India go and discuss with joint statement initiative, or it should boycott them, or what should be India's stand? It is again given here. Okay. So again, this editorial is very important. A lot of thing is going on related to data governance across the globe, in India also. So this is there. Here you will also find terms like data localization. Data localization. So again, this particular term, they can ask you in the prelims examination what it means. Okay. So a very important editorial. On page 7, you have one data point which is given there. And in this data point, you can find about the poor turnout in parliamentary committees, like how the parliamentary committees have been functioning. So it is also important, while you are reading this, you should also go and find out what are the different parliamentary committees, what is their role, what is their significance. This all you can find in your textbook. So parliamentary committees have a very significant role in law making process and other activities. So again, these data you can use in your mains answer. Like suppose if you have to answer something like why the laws which have been framed in the recent past, why they are not so efficient, why they are challenged by the natives, the citizens have been challenging a lot of rules, laws. You have the recent observation on agricultural laws and other laws as well. Maybe it is Constitutional Amendment Act or anything like that. Okay. Citizenship Amendment Act is also there. So a lot of controversies have been there in the recent times related to different acts. Okay. And one of the problem is the laws are not discussed upon while it is getting passed. Even the parliamentary committees, you can see from here, their performance is not up to mark. Many members are not there. Okay. So this is an important data point which you can use in your mains answers. Then again on page number 8, you have one scheme of the government, Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana. In this particular article, you will learn about what this scheme is, what are the recent changes, the recent amendment in this scheme, and you will also find out what are the challenges emerging out of those recent change. Okay, like earlier government, what it has said that now this scheme Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana will cover second child only when it is a girl. So now various activists have been saying that this is against like the act also, Food Security Act also, and then it is not like gender neutral. So many instances can be there, so many positions can be there. So read this article again. This is very important. Prelims also, maybe you can get a few points for the mains examination as well. Okay. Now, moving on the text and context page that comes like extra page, there you have two very important articles. One is RBI's digital currency plan. Now this has explained in detail what is the central bank digital currency, okay, why the central banks are issuing these currencies, okay, and then what are the global order in this regard, what is the global situation in this regard, and what can be done in the forward, what are the risks which is there, it is also mentioned. So it is an explainer series, very important, you can read it. Okay, RBI digital currency plan. And on the same page, you have one more article, the BrahMos deal and India's defense export. This series talks about what is the BrahMos missile system, okay, and India is not just it is not just India which is using it, various other countries are also demanding it. Okay, so this is also discussed here, what is the status of defense export from India, these things are given. Okay, so while it's a very important topic for the mains examination, you can see it, and also for the prelims, you get an insight over what is BrahMos missile system. So these were some of the important articles for today. Do read them. Newspapers are the primary source and you should rely first on them. It helps in building your own views. Okay, so do it, and for other related quiz and other things, you can join us on Telegram. Thank you.